What's going on, guys and gals? Matt here with Six Pack Fast Track, and today we're going to be going over some bicep exercises to build some bigger, more defined biceps. So let's just get right into it here. What I like to do to start off my bicep exercises is, I'll show you from the side here, is what I do is I grab some 12.5s, and don't worry about the weight, guys. It's all about muscle intention and working the muscle properly with the mind-muscle connection. So what I like to do here is to start out with essentially take two dumbbells, a weight that you can manage, probably only 10 to 20 pounds, and hold it like this, and then do 2 with the right arm like this and 2 with the left arm, and just repeat this for about 40 seconds to a minute. Make sure you turn your wrist as you come up, turn your wrist and keep it cocked down. That's going to keep the tension from the weight on your bicep. And if you can, try to keep your shoulders a little bit more forward so you're working the bicep and you're not just slinging back the weight like this. You really want to keep the tension on the bicep muscle and keep the wrist cocked down. It really helps with that. And then really, you're going to start to feel a burn after a while. It might start burning after 20 seconds. It might start burning after 40 seconds. But you're going to start to feel your biceps start to get pumped up, especially as you hold the weight in the isometric position at the top. Now, you don't want to take the weight and bring it all the way up here where there's no tension on the bicep really anymore. Hold it more like down here so the tension's on the bicep. Shoulder forward, and you're going to start to feel it. I already feel it. Pretty much what we're doing here is just getting the muscle primed and ready so we can beat it down here with our workout, the bicep workout we're about to do. So that's enough for now here. I'm going to set these down. Alright, so moving on to set number 2 here, we're going to use the same 12-pound weights and just repeat the same thing. Now you want about 40 seconds rest between that set, between each set. Really keep the rest on to 40 seconds. And keep the set length at about 40 seconds to a minute, no longer than that really. But these are our starting warm-up sets, so it's okay to do a little bit longer sets here in the beginning. So let's get right into it here now. When the weight's down, you want your arms fully extended. Flex the tricep, and then so the starting position is going to be here. So down, flex the tricep out, twist the weight up, supinate it, and keep your wrist cocked back. So just like this, that's the motion. Other side. And we're holding the opposite arm in the isometric position, really getting a good bicep pump going on to start this workout. So with the wrist cocked back and supinating, try to keep the mind-muscle connection going on with the bicep. You want to be intentionally putting the tension on your bicep. Don't cheat and use other muscles like your back muscles. Don't be swinging. And another tip for you, try to imagine lifting the weight more on the inside of your hand, like the pinky. So think that you're just trying to rotate that weight out and away from your body. So the more you're trying to pull that mass up with the inside of your hand, like the pinky side of your hand, the more you're going to be working that bicep. So that's probably enough for this set. I'm over 40 seconds, I know, but I'm just trying to talk you through this as I'm doing it. Alright, so it's only been a few seconds since the last set. You can see we're already starting to get a little bit of bicep pump. Biceps are definitely a weak point of mine. I've always had pretty small biceps relative to other parts of my body. It's always been easier for me to build chest muscle than that. But we want to keep our rest periods down to about 40 seconds so we keep the intensity up. Now here on this last set here, you could do like 2, 3, or 4 sets of this to start out. But I'm going to ramp it up to 25-pound weights here. But keep in mind, you know, it's not so much about how much weight you're using as the muscle and tension. So you don't want to be using too heavy of a weight. So all right, let's get into the third set. I'm just going to do 3 sets, and then, so just kind of watch what I'm doing here. You want to keep the triceps extended on the way down. So let's do it. Extend. And try to keep that wrist cocked down. Supinate on the way up. So I wish I had like some 17s or 20s, but all I have is 12s and then up to 25s. So not really optimal, but just trying to work with what I got here to kind of show you how to do this. Work the biceps. Oh, it's burning. All right, that's about all I got. Just crank them out. Cheating a little bit. All right. The important thing is you feel it in the bicep. You can see that vein popping out already a little bit, so we got the blood flowing in the biceps. And so let's talk about biceps a little bit here between sets. Now you might already know this, you might not. Sorry, I'm a little out of breath here. But so there's 2 heads to the bicep. You know, you got the long head and the short head. And then, so when you're supinating and curling your wrist, you're working on the peak more so than like the mass. So we're going to be doing a couple of different kind of exercises here. If you're doing more like a hammerhead, where a hammer curl, where you don't supinate, that's more working on mass as opposed to supinating. You're kind of working more on the peak of the bicep. So if you want to get bigger biceps, you might want to focus more on like hammer kind of curls. If you're looking more for like the definition, then you might want to focus more on supinating and keeping that wrist cocked back. So just a couple tips for you. All right guys, we're jumping into exercise number 2 for biceps here, and what we're going to be doing is some 1.5 reps. I actually learned this from my a personal trainer that I train with sometimes. He's a professional bodybuilder of 8 years, so I think he knows what he's talking about. He recently placed really well in some local bodybuilding competitions, so he taught me this one. Now I have a bench here. You don't need to have a bench, but sitting down on a bench or any sort of surface is going to help you basically isolate your arms more, so you're not using your legs at all. You can't use your legs if you're sitting down. But what we're going to do here is 1.5 reps, hammerhead curls. So we're not supinating, we're working more on the bicep mass here as opposed to the peak. So watch what I'm doing here. What we're going to do is just like this. So full rep up, half down, all the way up, all the way down, and then alternate. And actually we're just going to do them we're going to do both arms at the same time here. So all the way up, half down, all the way up. And remember, keep the shoulders forward, abdominal wall tight, and just keep that tension on the bicep. Don't let your body cheat. If you want your muscles to grow, you got to focus on using them. Your body's going to do everything that it can to try to cheat and make this exercise easier than it could be, than it should be. Just focusing all that weight into one muscle group. Your body's naturally going to try to want to use other muscles to help it. So extend the tricep all the way down, and just 1.5 reps here. This is really good for hypertrophy, and you want to do about 40 seconds or so worth of reps here. I'm starting to feel it burn. This isn't heavy enough weight for me right now, so I'm going to do a little bit more. I'm starting to feel it burn. All right, that's good enough. So I'm going to jump over to the 25-pound weights here for the next set. But the idea here is you want your reps to last about 40 seconds, and then your rest period to be about 40 seconds as well. So that's really going to help stimulate growth. And then we're going to throw in some tricks here in a moment. You'll see what I'm talking about. But that's going to be on the next exercise. We're going to be using the bench. So it's probably getting close to 40 seconds here. I'm going to ramp it up to 25s. I wish I had some 20s to use, but I don't. So we're just going 25s. 12 isn't enough right now. So abdominal wall tight, shoulders forward, and 1.5 reps here again. Feeling it burning. And these are the ones that count here. Just cranking them out now. So we're going to do one more set of that, and then we'll do a drop set. So just really focusing on working the biceps, getting them to grow, getting that lean, chiseled physique. So you want abs. I mean, you're using your core to stabilize yourself too. So like I said, in other videos you've seen of mine, I don't do specific abs exercises. I don't do abs exercises, but you got to think your abs are all about stability. So in an exercise like this, you're using your abs as a secondary muscle. So one more set here. Same thing. Really focus on using that bicep, feeling it burning. Can't do 1.5s, so I'm just doing regular reps and cheating a little bit right now, but I'm feeling it in the bicep, and that's the important part. All right, so we're gonna do a drop set next time. Just getting warm down here. I'm gonna adjust this vent. I just gotta get some AC going down here. All right, so we're gonna keep this rest short. We're gonna do a drop set here, 25s down to 12s, and then either 10s or 8s. So I'm already feeling the biceps. They're burning. Let's do this. Cheating in the right way though, at the right time. Alright, we're going to drop it down to 12s and do 1.5 reps. All right, we'll drop it down to 10s, just reducing it by 2 pounds. I wish I had different weights right now. I would have done this a little bit differently. Alright, so we got a pretty good little bicep pump going on at this point. We're going to be jumping into our third exercise here, and I'll show you what that is just right in a moment. Alright, so for the third exercise on biceps, we're going to use the bench here and have it at a slight decline, or just back one angle here, and have the seat up a little bit too. We'll use the 12s to do this one, and this is going to be a supination exercise. So we're going more for the bicep peak here again. Start with the arms rotated like this, and then we're just going to go 1.5 reps again like this. And this will be, you're going to really feel this one. So about 40 seconds. Make sure you fully shorten that muscle at the top and lengthen it by turning the arms out and flexing the triceps in the lengthened position. Again, remember to focus that weight in the shortened position, pulling through more on the pinky side of the hand. And I'm feeling it burning now. Only got 12-pound weights. This is heavy though. If you really focus on the muscle and tension of working the bicep muscle, keep those wrists cocked back, and you're pulling through more on the inside of your hand, supinating, twisting that weight out. Don't do it so hard that you hurt your wrist or feel it in your wrist, but just try to keep that theory going on just in your head, you know. So we're going to do 12.5s again, and this time at the end of the set we're going to throw in a little trick. So starting triceps flexed, the lengthened position, just come up, shorten it up, 1.5 reps. Alright, so at the end here, what we're going to do is just take these weights and hold them out. Flex, just keep your arms straight and hold it, isometric. I already feel it burning in my bicep. You can see that vein popping out there in my right arm. And just hold it. It's going to burn. So we'll do one more set of that, but at this point, I mean the biceps, got a pretty good pump going on in the biceps. You know, my biceps are definitely not my best muscle. I've always had small arms, being a tall ectomorph, but this is pretty effective for building muscle mass and muscle definition. So one more set here. It's probably been about 40 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and use the 12.5s again. Remember, lengthen that bicep, bring it up and shorten it. Pulling through at the pinky side of the hand, supinating. Flexing that tricep at the bottom. And then hold it like this at the end of the set. It's gonna burn. So that's just a quick little 20-minute bicep workout for you. We'll get into triceps here next. I'm going to make that in a separate video, but go ahead. You can browse around the channel to find the tricep workout here. Click the link in the description box. I have a full program laid out for you, full for all body parts, nutrition, everything. All-encompassing program to help you get a six-pack, get lean, get shredded, really build lean defined muscles, and really just get in the best shape of your life. You don't need anything special for this. A lot of this stuff you can do at home. I would recommend, maybe joining a gym or something, just because it'll get you more in the right state of mind, maybe being around more the atmosphere, I guess. Sometimes it's hard to always do the workouts at home, but that's what I'm here for you, to help motivate you and inspire you to actually do this stuff. So that's a big part of it, just actually taking action, and on a day-to-day basis, eating the right foods, going to bed at the right time, doing the right exercises. So click that link in the description box. Check out my program, guys. Matt here with Six Pack Fast Track. I'm signing out now, so peace, guys.